Alex, we talked with Warden Dotson and with James Barnes about the programs that they have going on to try to help the inmates who are going to be released adapt to return to normal society. You are working with the veterans who are currently incarcerated at the local prison unit and who are going to be released sometime within the next year or so.
Right.
Can you tell us about the program that you're working with right now?
Well, here's what got it started. The VA has a program that where once a quarter they send a representative to the prison to help them. They give them a packet of information months before they get out, but basically that's what they do. They give them a packet of information. Well, over the several months getting to know some of the guards at the prison, because I've been able to help them as clients, they would call me and let me come talk to prisoners that were getting out before long. And so it led to hopefully starting a program to where maybe 6 months before a prisoner is released, that we're able to go in and instead of handing them a packet saying do this when you get out, that we go ahead and do that, get their discharge, help them find a place to live when they get out if they're from Lincolnton, help them go ahead and start looking for a job, help them with their disability, their VA disability if they qualify for that. So we want to go ahead and get everything started, not wait until they get out. Because here's what happens. If a prisoner is from Lincoln County, when they're released, if they don't have anywhere to live, they bring them to the homeless shelter. They bring them to the homeless shelter, they have the clothes on their back, and that's basically it. Now, we bring them to the homeless shelter and somehow expect them to wake up in the morning and become a model citizen. But nobody's out there helping them to do that. They've been in prison for years for whatever reason, and then we turn them out, put them back on the street without really giving them a hand up to get back on their feet, to provide those things needed. So that's the goal that we're working toward, is to just help them reintegrate into society a lot better than they are now.
I understand that a good number of those, in fact, a majority of those who are in prison here as well as elsewhere, are there in part related to alcohol and drug problems. Since these are veterans, are there any special programs offered by the VA to help them stay clean and get away from drugs?
Yes, there are. A lot of them have bad discharges because they were discharged for drugs and different things. And almost universally, that happened after a combat deployment. I talked to one just recently that spent 10 years on active duty, honorably discharged every time he re-enlisted. His last enlistment, after 2 tours in Iraq, they kicked him out for doing drugs. Well, had they been treating the real symptoms of PTSD and just the horrors of war and treated him for that, he may not have got a bad discharge, may not have ended up in prison. So yes, we do want to work with those. A lot of communities have started veterans courts, to where when veterans get in trouble, they have special courts that they go to. Catawba County has one, and that's the goal, is to try to help our veterans get in a court that understands their specific needs and their situation.
Is there anything that the public can do that would be beneficial to what you're trying to accomplish with this program?
Well, there's a lot the community can do. The biggest thing is employ these guys. We put people in prison and they pay their debt to society. When they get out of prison, then the vast majority of employers won't hire them because they're a felon. So we basically say you paid your debt to society, but we don't want anything to do with you the rest of your life. So then it keeps them from getting a good job, starting over. A lot of them, for whatever reason, end up back in prison because they couldn't get a job, couldn't pay their bills, nowhere to live. So I just happen to believe that once they pay their debt to society, then they've paid it. Let's view them like we do everybody else, give them an opportunity, and at least allow them the chance to start over and make something out of their life.